Okay, so okay, you guys got to need to learn how to sing a Brazilian song here. So first word is sai.
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 Sai, 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 sai. Really hard, right? So faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz
Okay, let's start. So faz calinguadu.
calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Faz calinguadu.
Right, so it goes sai, 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 sai. Let's try that. Say sai, 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 sai. And then it goes faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Let's try that. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. I'll do it one time, you guys repeat. I'll do the whole thing. Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Bum, 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 sai. That's your part, right? Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Bum, 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 sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Não posso ficar mais um minuto com você. Eu sinto muito amor, mas não pode ser. Eu moro em Jaçanã. Se eu perder esse trem que sai agora às 11 horas, sua manhã de manhã. Bring it up a little bit. Além disso, mulher, tem outra coisa. Minha mãe não dorme enquanto eu não chegar. Sou filho único, tenho minha casa pra olhar. Pam, 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 pam. Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Pam, 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 pam. Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. I can't stay here one more minute with you. I'm very sorry, dear, but it just can't be. I live far away in Jassana, and if I miss my train, that leaves at 11 o'clock. The next one's tomorrow morning. Besides this, my dear, there's something else. My mommy won't sleep until I get home. I am an only child. I have to watch over my house. Bum, 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 bum. Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Bum, 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 bum. Sai, 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 sai. Faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu, faz calinguadu. Right? So that song, what happens there? Right, this is where I turn around now. So what happens there in that song? See, it's early for me too. What's the song about?
He has to leave this girl.
Mm-hmm. And what's his excuse?
He got to take care of him.
You got it right. So if we look at this like on the guys, right? So if we look at it on the textual surface of this, right? Here's a guy who's in a situation. He's leaving and finding all the excuses he can to get out of the situation. If we kind of look at it, from a gendered perspective, right? So we go from the man undergoing the ultimate male conquest to his ultimate excuse for getting out of it is that he's a mama's boy, right? So like you go from the ultimate strong male to like, oh, my mom is watching over me, I have to take care of her, right? So that's one way of looking at it. So think about this also. So that's one way of thinking about this song. Another way of thinking about it is as a work music, right? So in Rio, in Copacabana, you guys, for those of you who saw the Olympics, you see the big apartment buildings in Copacabana. And the thing is that all those buildings, even today, are built brick by hand. You know, we're not like New York skyscrapers where you just bring the machine, slap them up, you're done. You know, it's done brick by hand. When I was living there in the 1980s and 90s, people would work about 60 hours a week and get paid about $25 a month. You know, so it was really rough. And so a means of transportation for the people who live out in at the end of the train line, like for example, I would leave Rio, the center of Rio, to get to where I was staying, and we would miss the rush hour, get there at 9 o'clock at night. Basically, people who lived at the end of the line would get home about midnight, and then to get back to work the next morning, they would have to leave home about 4 o'clock in the morning, and so they had 4 hours at home, you know, and would do this 6 days a week, just to be a bricklayer on an apartment building that was going up. So for example, this song can take on a different meaning as the guy who's singing to his work saying, I'd love to stay here all night, but I have to catch the 11 o'clock train because the next train will only be tomorrow morning. So, right, so you can take the same song, apply it to a work context, takes on a whole different meaning. Same thing as like when you're sitting around waiting for a bus or a train, what's the big American thing to do? Listen to music. So you don't have your music player, what do? You can make music together, right? So that's, yes, you can do that. That's what they do in Brazil, right? So the thing is like you sing this song, and it's like we're all sitting around waiting for the train or for the bus, saying we'd really like to go. Oh, that's okay. We'd like to go, but you know, the irony is that the bus isn't there, or the train's not there. So here we'll tap our watch to, be inconvenienced. Oh, the nerve. Well, that's the way of making the music together. You can diffuse the situation by singing about the silliness about how everybody's, we got to get somewhere, but nobody's going anywhere because nobody's going to do anything until the actual bus or train gets there, right? So it's a way of dealing with things that you can't do anything about and turning them into a lighter situation. So it's just a way of looking at it. Here's the same song that has kind of like these abstractly written lyrics that can be applied to multiple situations, and that's really also what's at the heart of people who live samba from day to day. They quote samba lyrics to make a point in their conversation, and